everybody. So it's Sunday, and that means it's time for family movie night. And this week we continue on my Disney Scares month, and we are looking at the 2012 Academy Award nominated film Frankenweenie. And recently I did a review of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, and I did not care for that film at all. And I think maybe it got the impression that I hate Tim Burton. Actually, I really do love Tim Burton, some of Tim Burton's work. And I was so excited about that trailer that it made me want to read the book. And I was just really hoping that it would be the kind of Tim Burton that I love. And it wasn't. I really didn't like it. But the Frankenweenie is the kind of Tim Burton that I like. And so I really wanted to do this review to show that I do like his sensibility and I do like him as a filmmaker, but just not to me when he loses sort of the whimsy and it becomes exposition, and it just becomes kind of boring, which I think his Alice in Wonderland and I think his Dark Shadows and his Planet of the Apes, and it just to me are just slogs to get through. Miss Peregrine's. So let's talk about what makes him great when he's great. And in Frankenweenie, I think the best thing about it is the heart. This movie has so much heart, and the best Tim Burton movies really do have an emotional sort of chord to them, with the exception of maybe Pee-wee's Big Adventure, but that one's just like a really solid comedy. But the rest, you've got especially Edward Scissorhands, which has this sort of core of loneliness and to it. Beetlejuice less so, but there's still a little bit of that in there, sort of people not sort of fitting in with the world, and you certainly get it in Corpse Bride, this great sort of heart of all of these characters. In Corpse Bride, you have the three lead characters all are kind of misfits, and you get this sense of loneliness with all three of them. And you certainly get that here with Frankenweenie, and I think maybe it is sort of the best, that and Edward Scissorhands are sort of the best expression of sort of the loneliness that Tim Burton can explore so well and bring that just sort of heart into his films. And Frankenweenie is about a little boy named Victor who is trying to sort of fit in. He has these sort of interesting schoolmates. There is this boy named Edgar E. Gore, sort of a play on this classic Igor from Frankenstein, and he's voiced by Atticus Shaffer, who is the kid on the middle, and I really like that show. And Winona Ryder plays the girl named Elsa. So you got this sort of eclectic, a little bit sort of scary, sad kind of classmates. He's trying to fit in, so his father encourages him to start participating in sports. So he joins this baseball team. First game, he hits a home run. It's very exciting. But then his dog, Sparky, ends up going in and chasing after the ball on the home run. He ends up getting hit by a car, and Victor is just devastated by this. And he just can't really deal with it at all. And it is just heartbreaking. I am not a dog owner, but I feel for Victor in these scenes. Like, it's just done so well. The heartbreak of him losing his dog, and him, I think, kind of feeling like it's sort of his fault because he started playing baseball. And so his teacher, voiced by Martin Landau, looks a lot like Vincent Price, starts to tell him about how they can kind of vitalize through electricity these frogs. And so he goes home and he starts sort of experimenting with it and with the body of his dog, and he ends up, through lightning, ends up bringing Sparky back to life. And he's kind of a stitched up version of Sparky. And it sort of starts the whole story on this kind of journey because the Igor character ends up kind of figuring it out. A bunch of other animals end up getting revitalized or whatever, changed by the lightning, and it becomes this sort of whole town thing, and it gets kind of out of control. and it's just never loses that heart. It never loses that emotion of a boy and his dog, and losing his dog and just trying anything desperately to sort of save his dog. And so it's just a wonderful story. It's of course beautifully animated. It's based on, I think, a short that Tim Burton had done early on, as an idea of his, and so then they expanded it into feature film. And it looks really, the stop motion is just smooth, and I like the way that the character's eyes are just so vivid, and in the Elsa, the girl, she looks very like sunken in, and there's just so much sort of expression that you get in the design of the characters that I really, really enjoy. And I love the fact that it's black and white palette. It makes it feel like sort of an old movie. It makes it feel almost like it has a feel of sort of the old Universal monster movies a little bit, which is a lot of fun. You got, of course, your Danny Elfman score, which is perfect for this kind of film. And overall, it's just a really sweet, nice little message with some good scares, some good laughs. I don't think it's too scary for kids. I think that they'll be okay. And I think it's a really good movie to watch around the holiday, around Halloween. The hardest thing for this movie was that it came out the same year as Paranorman, which to me, in my mind, Paranorman is the better film because it's just so creative in the storytelling and the plot. And but I think that Paranorman is more for older kids. It's more for teenagers, and it also has great heart to it. But I think just the fact they were both stop motion and they were both sort of this more sort of somber, sort of scary stories telling, and they both had sort of a lead young boy in there, and I think that that's why they kind of get lumped together. It did get some of the attention that it probably deserved. Anyway, I really, really enjoyed it. I think it is a very, in a way, underrated film, even though it was nominated for an Oscars. I feel like you don't really hear it talked about that much outside of hardcore Burton fans. But it's definitely one, if you haven't seen it in a long time, go and watch it this Halloween season. I think you'll really, really, really like it. So I give Frankenweenie an A. I think it is an excellent film, and it is definitely one of the best Tim Burton films that he's ever done. I wish that he would come back to animation. I think that's where he really thrives. That's where he got his start. Let me know what you think of Frankenweenie. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Put in the comments section, and thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!